It is now my great pleasure to introduce to you the Executive Director of World Trade Center St. Louis. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Tim Nowak.
Wow, thank you, Debbie. Don't think for a minute when $70,000 worth of Southwest vouchers were delivered to my office earlier this week that I didn't think about making my own getaway. Jason Van Eaton, a good friend of mine who's now with Southwest Airlines, he's here with us. Jason, thank you for making that happen. We appreciate it. Last year, on this very stage, I eagerly announced that St. Louis would apply for inclusion in the exclusive Brookings Institute Global Cities Initiative. We did just that. And in January, we received some great news. St. Louis was accepted in the very last cohort of cities to participate. We are in very good company. The 2015 class includes the likes of Philadelphia, Baltimore, Seattle, Salt Lake City, Houston, and our friends from across the state, Kansas City. After we were chosen, we immediately built a coalition of regional partners to research and develop our own export plan. Over the past 7 months, with the strong support of Washington University and the Global Cities Steering Committee, we have taken an in-depth look into the local economy and the important role that exports play in its development. We surveyed and interviewed more than 750 regional companies, gaining insight into what and where St. Louis businesses sell. More importantly, we looked at how we can grow. And here's what we found. At $16 billion, St. Louis ranks in the top 25% for the U.S. for exports. Over the past 5 years, exports have accounted for 20% of the region's overall economic growth. And exports support more than 94,000 jobs locally. These are good quality jobs. Whether it's service or manufacturing, export-supported jobs, on average, pay 20% more than non-exporting peers. In short, as we find ways to export more, our region greatly benefits. So what does this mean? As we work through the research, several key themes, key findings, rose to the top. Born global, access, opportunity, and connectivity. Which brings us to our theme today. International business competition has given rise to a new entity, the Born Global firm. In this age of globalization, companies are exporting earlier and growing faster. Given our nationally recognized entrepreneurial ecosystem, it is no wonder that the Born Global phenomenon is leading to long-term opportunities for St. Louis. And today's keynote speaker, Tom Hillman, will shed more light on this new reality. Second, we've come to appreciate that St. Louis's leading exporters offer market access. Our region's large exporters have strong positions in global markets. They also have strong supply chains that sustain their ability to perform and compete. One large exporter told us what is good for his supply chain is good for his entire company. That synergy makes the small manufacturer or service company strong in the U.S. market. That synergy also works when applied to global markets. Companies such as Boeing and Emerson are known for supporting their supply chain companies into global markets. Other companies are less well known. Imagine St. Louis maximizing that best practice. Imagine if we all thought what is good for our small manufacturers is good for us. Next, we recognize that if early stage born global firms are the long-term opportunity, well then threshold exporters represent the most immediate impact. The good news is that with advanced technology and connectivity, anyone can be found and anyone can find partners. Fortunately for us, what they find is that St. Louis region exports quality, sought-after goods. In fact, St. Louis is home to nearly 3,000 exporters, 85% of which are small to medium-sized. While most export to just a few markets, half report that exports account for up to 10% of their sales, and a quarter report that exports account for over 25% of their total sales. As you might expect, these exporters do face different challenges. Smaller companies say that the U.S. brand image makes market penetration easier, while more advanced exporters do get help from U.S. companies already in the market. The message seems to be clear. Come on in. The water is fine. Imagine these in-market exporters bringing along the new-to-market exporters. Imagine if our 2,500 small to medium-sized companies that had the support and all important connections to pursue these new global markets. Speaking of connections, we learned many companies enter a particular international market through a personal friend, a contact, or a relationship. St. Louis has such contacts worldwide. We have international investors from every continent. We have a growing, thriving, foreign-born community. We have university and medical relationships that span the globe. Why, we even have ambassadors who have made it a priority to connect St. Louis globally. So imagine when we transcend these traditional global relationships with an eye to market expansion. Now you too have a friend in India, Israel, or Ireland. Next, everybody wants to know what's next. Well, next, we make it happen. By the end of the year, the Global Cities Steering Committee will develop new export strategies based on these findings and implement them into the larger regional economic playbook. From the newly created Freight District to BioSTL's Israeli connection to Accelerate St. Louis, that playbook already includes many ingredients for success. Now armed with compelling new information and the anticipation of this very first St. Louis Metro Export Plan, we stop imagining and start doing. St. Louis has embraced the notion that we must be global to compete. The business community, small and large alike, are leading the way. Thank you.